Hello everyone and welcome to the Miami Last to First Challenge. My name is Brendan Lee and today I'm going to be racing as Lewis Hamilton against 110% AI and try to go from the back of the grid to the very front of the grid. Can we do it? Find out later in this video. But until then, I will catch you on the grid for Miami. As you can see now on the grid here in Miami, 4 lights, 5 lights, lights out. And away we go here for the Miami Last to First Challenge here as Lewis Hamilton getting a pretty average start in the medium compound tyres, but we're going to be looking to the outside line of turn 1, trying to scoop around the outside of the AI, catch him unaware, and up the inside to turn 2, just about making it through, already up into P17 on the worst compound of tyres. I have to say, I'm running extremely low downforce in this race. You're going to see my car's going to be treacherous, pretty, and very low grip, especially in this lubricants here. This first lap, so we're able to catch up, but you're going to see noticeable difference on traction out for the corner. But I'm going to be able to make up a huge amount of time on these long back straights. Well, a key feature for overtaking here in Miami. You can see we're not even pressing the overtake button, and we're gaining hand over fist to Latifi up ahead into the breakers. Are taken quite easy, but we decided to go down the inside. It was optimally inside of outside line into the sequence of corners. Looking around the outside of Latifi now, trying to find a gap against Ocon, but we was not able to do that. But we was able to send it up the inside of Ocon, and Bottas is now hanging up the inside, and we almost made contact. Bottas actually sends the cone flying towards my car, but fortunately no damage, and we are up into P14 at the end of the first lap. You can see we've got 1 second to Lance Stroll up ahead, and that's now 9 tenths. And even without the slipstream, we're gaining half a tenth already by the end of the straight, and that just highlights how low of a downforce setup we're running here in this Last to First Challenge. Of course, like I hinted earlier, that is going to make our car more treacherous. You can see Will Smith already in 5th gear on the traction zones and the long corners in the first sector especially, but more than making up for it in the high-speed straights what have the dearest zone. Lap 2 right up behind Stroll. The AI are quite slow for the chicanes. You can see we nip underneath, get to the outside of Lance Stroll, pin it to the inside, and send it around the outside of him. We still got 75% on the battery, deploying a little bit on the exit, try and get away from Stroll, but then letting our low downforce setup try and carry us away. You can see even though Lance Stroll's right up behind us and probably pressing his battery as well, he's not really able to make any ground to us on the straight. And now we're right up behind Mick Schumacher. And still, those soft compounded tyres are going to be quite fresh here in this race. The medium compound tyres are still really getting into the operating window, but now lap 3, now the soft tyres will start to degrade and the medium compound tyres will really come into the operating window and start to feel sweet. What we're going to try and do is the same thing to Schumacher as we did Stroll, around the outside into the left hander onto the back straight, get the traction down, and now we are up into P12. We've got Carlos Sainz, who's actually on the medium compound tyres as well, right up ahead of opening DRS, but not bothering to press the battery down the straight. As you can see, as soon as we get towards the end of the straight, my lower downforce setup means that I just fly away from Schumacher in the straight line, deep on the brake, trying to make sure he doesn't have any thoughts about sending it back, as the AI can be quite aggressive on this game. What I quite like, to be honest. Hopefully they keep that for F1 23 and make the AI make some more risky lunges. Now right up behind Carlos Sainz again, doing my same old trickery around the outside into the left-hander. Beautifully done, nicely on the power. And now we're ahead of the other medium compound runner. You won't be able to see it right now, but also Max Verstappen is ahead on the medium compound tyres. But more importantly, Carlos Sainz is coming back at us. We're pinning into the inside line, trying to make his angle for the hairpin super tight. So we have to brake early, and we can hang it around the outside. We broke so late, we almost made contact with Gasly, but with good control on the brake pedal, we was able to avoid that. And now lap 5, and we're going to basically do the same thing again. And we're going to be able to follow. This time we're much further behind, so we send it for the second part of the chicane, try to get alongside. We do get a bit of a corner cut warning, so it was a bit cheeky of me, but we're able to hang around the outside. And now the AI should be coming in to the pits around this time. You can see lap 6, a lot of the AI have already made the box. Alex Albon is one of the exceptions, already staying out on his soft compound tyres. We're purple in the middle sector, highlighting the pace that we have when we can actually use it flying past in the straight line without even pressing the battery to 380 42 kilometers down that back straight, all the way down to fourth gear, around 60 kilometers for the apex. Max Verstappen is 2 seconds up ahead of us, and we do the fastest lap of the race with that DRS assistance from Alex Albon. Please note though, Max was 2 seconds ahead of us at the start of this lap, and we're going to be riding on board, and we're going to try and hunt down Max Verstappen in this lap and try to get into his DRS zone to maximise our capability of making this overcut work against the people who have already made the pit stop. You can see the car sliding around quite a lot of understeer relatively through these left-handers. You can see the front tyres and the rear tyres really squirming for grip. But of course, as I've highlighted already twice in this video, with this low downforce setup, you can see 2 tenths, well, 2.2 seconds, 2.1, 2 seconds. We gained 2 tenths in the second part of that straight alone, maybe even 3 tenths towards the end of the straight. We gained on Max Verstappen, now into the sequence where the AI are not really at their full capacity, especially for this tight chicane. They don't really cut the chicane like the players like myself and other esports drivers do, and you can see we automatically gained just 3 tenths through there. We were shy of the DRS zone by 3 tenths, so maybe if I pressed more battery we could have got there, but it was definitely worth saving the battery for later in the race compared to getting the DRS zone once. We did go purple in the middle sector though, so once again highlighting the pace that we still have in these tyres in this car at the moment with this fuel load and battery as well. Now 1 second, 9/10 behind Verstappen. You see on traction he pulls the gap up to 1.1 seconds, but we're able to keep on hunting that down. We see just shy of the fastest lap by half a tenth again. But now, lap 8, we're going to be spamming the battery down the back straight. We are in the DRS zone of Max Verstappen. You can see using a bit more battery to make sure we get past him by the braking zone, and absolutely flying 345 kilometers an hour down that back straight. And we are going to be continuing on for one more lap. Then lap 9 will be our box-in lap, setting a new fastest lap of the race as well. And you can see now we are sliding into our pit box, putting on the soft compound tyres. Max Verstappen has followed us in. While all this battling has been happening, Charles Leclerc has extended the lead of the race massively. He's already gone past us. He's already into turn 2. And now Vettel and Russell are going past us on the straight. We need to get past these cars as fast as possible. But even sooner than that, we need to warm up these soft compound tyres, because they're stone cold right now. Although they're going to be fresh, you can see me weaving to try and get a little bit more temperature, confidence, feeling into these tyres just before going into this sequence around the fake harbour that will be turned into the real harbour for this year's Miami GP. You can see Perez right up behind us, 2 tenths behind. We're not even pressing the battery because, again, we're so confident in our low downforce configuration of the setup. We're able to even still be putting away from him at near the straight. Now the DRS is open, he's starting to close back in, but 1.3 seconds to Russell. Running deep here, that was a bit of a mistake for me. Yellow flag behind, so clearly an AI has made a mistake. It was actually Perez. Perez is dropping behind. I didn't notice that when doing the race. But you can see going for the chicane, not much grip just yet on these compounded tyres, and taking it a little bit carefully. But even while taking carefully, we are now only 3 tenths behind George Russell. It's absolutely pivotal that we clear both of these cars down this back straight. You can see Russell, and now in the slipstream of Vettel, and we're flying past, and we're able to get past both cars, I should say, if I can get my words out, down the back straight, making a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact as Vettel did turn in on us. But now we are passed into P2, and now we have an absolutely critical job of closing down the 4-second gap to Charles Leclerc. We do the fastest lap of the race on a 28.6 on the very next lap. 9 tenths behind Charles Leclerc now, opening up the DRS. Was able to sneak that zone right up behind him, but now coming down this back straight, hitting the braking zone perfectly, getting the braking zone, well, not so perfectly because I did miss my apex, so correct me there, I did not hit my braking zone perfectly. My memory was clearly not so great while re-recording this audio just there. But now, importantly, we're on lap 13, coming on to lap 14 in the DRS zone of Charles Leclerc, coming through the chicane, making a bit of a mistake, wiggling the back end around. Now smooth on the power. We are so close to Charles Leclerc. It should be an easy overtake down this back straight, opening up the DRS, 22% on the battery. But in fact, we don't even press any. We're flying past him into the braking zone. Just have to make sure I hit my apex, and it should be all good. And we do hit the apex, and we're going to be riding on board for the final lap of the Miami GP, trying to set the fastest lap once again in this race and take home as much lap time as possible down to turn 1. Make sure that Charles is not close enough to try and send it on us through turn 1. Beautiful on the curve, smooth on the power, use the curve on the inside. The car starts to whip around as it loses traction. Purchase grip on that inside curving into the fast left, right, left again, down into 7th gear, down into 6th gear, avoid the curve, don't want to unsettle the car, take the curve on the inside there though, as can help open up the track, use up all the road on the outside of the track there, smooth on the power, use up the curve again, opening up the overtake button, deploying a lot of battery down the straight, up to 4-5 temps for Charles Leclerc now down the back straight, pivotal to get this braking zone completely right, exit the corner in the middle of the track, to make sure you can open up the next leading corner down into 4th gear. You can see beautiful kissing the white line there. Hug the wall on the inside, smooth on the power, it's ready, easy to lose traction, now into the chicane. Hit the curve again, send it over, open up the exit onto the back straight. You can see we do that beautifully, right up against the wall, now deploying the rest of the battery. 1.6 seconds to Charles Leclerc, showing he still has so much more pace in this car, in these tyres, compared to the AI on the medium compound tyres. Into the final corner, we can nail this, have a chance of doing the fastest lap once again, and we're coming down, and we do nail it, getting the car opened up on the exit, running up the line. We are going to win this race. What's the most important thing? We're not going to get the fastest lap once again. We're very close, but we do win the race. Thank you so much for watching, and who do you think is going to win the Miami GP? Who's going to get pole position? Who's going to get driver of the day? And who is going to win the overall event and win the race to go with that? Comment down below and let's get a discussion going on who you think can be the star performer of the weekend. Until next time though, if you've enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you soon. I've been Brendan Lee. Ciao, ciao.